How should I start it? Okay, our journey with Autism Academy, how it started. As far as my child, he was diagnosed with autism very young, before it was a bigger scale like it is now. He's 15, so it's quite some time ago, and he just had a hard time socially and academically in school. The expectations was just entirely too much for him in school. It wasn't obtainable for him. That was in about kindergarten. And then when we got to first grade, he was at the point that he did not want to go to school at all. He screamed and cried outside of the little gate. And that's when I knew it was a big issue, you know. He never showed any signs of this before. So him crying at the school gate was big for us at home in our family. So we had to figure out what was the reason, you know, making sure that, you know, he wasn't getting picked on or anything. It wasn't anything like that. So after talking with the school, we were suggested that we get him tested for autism. I didn't have any idea about autism or the signs of it. I didn't know anything at that point with him being in first grade. So we got him tested and diagnosed, and he did have autism. The public school helped us get him diagnosed, but that's about as far as it went. They didn't have a lot of resources for him in the school. Like I said, the expectations was just entirely too high for him to obtain throughout the school days. So they basically gave him a smaller amount of work. They didn't work on anything with him socially. They kind of just left him to the side in the classroom, mainly. That was his school day, you know, he'd just hang out in the corner in the SPED department. So that was something for sure that I knew we wanted so much more out of him in his education. Fast forward back to me working at the school, just seeing the difference in the children from the start of the school year versus the end of the school year, all the time that the teachers put into making sure that kids are socially, you know, okay in the world, where we'll start conversations for the kids just so that they can have those back and forth conversations. We'll create a topic. Most of the time they take off from there. Just the extra time we put into the kids being socially and academically okay in the world is something that I've always loved about our school and being a teacher here. So of course I was wanting my son to go here after being here for a while and seeing all the love, and I thought it would be great for him to come over to the school. So he was kind of afraid at the beginning. I had him volunteer with us a lot for our little events that we had in the school, just to get him out socially, to be able to talk to some kids. He started the school, and it's just been nothing short of a miracle. School has always been hard for him. We've tried homeschool, we've tried just about everything in the world as far as his education. So he's here. He was nervous at first because his mom's a teacher here, so he didn't know how it really be with him going to school here. First week, everybody's like, hey, you're Miss Lewis's son, you know, they've seen him at the events and all that stuff. So he had a relationship that he had built prior to here, but I wouldn't be there with him anymore. Now he'd be in the class and fully be a student here. They just welcomed him with open arms, from the students to the staff and the teachers. He just felt the love from the very start. We like to poke fun at him at home. We'll tell him, you made it more than a day. He never makes it longer than a day, we feel, in other settings. So every day I'd ask him, like, how are you feeling? Do you like it? He enjoys every minute of it. We have breaks and we have weekends, of course, because I'm a teacher, and we talk about school on days that aren't work days for me. So it's something very different, but I love that he wants to talk about it all the time. He always wants to talk about what he's learned and little friend conversations that he has, since he's never really had friends that he was able to keep. He has a lot now, playing sports and in the middle of transitioning in between classes, doing all those great high school things and waving and high-fiving and all the great things that high schoolers do. I never thought that I'd see him do that, but he's really doing it, and it's, like I said, nothing short of a miracle of what we do here for our kids. He's really feeling that love, and I love that he has that, because we can't get that anywhere else, absolutely anywhere else. We love our students here, and him being a student here he changed his whole everything. He's a whole nother kid. He's able to go out and advocate for himself now. I was always like a little shadow in the background because he's so much bigger than me. I try to like just stay in the background and let him do his thing, but he's always like, Mom, can you come talk for me? And I would give in, but now he just goes off and he does things on his own. He's like, I did this and I did that, and I'm like, I wasn't there. So it's really, it's amazing at how much he's able to advocate for himself. I didn't think it was something that would ever happen, honestly, but him being here in the school, they gave him the tools to feel confident, because confidence is key, so he feels very confident in his everyday life now. It's just wonderful. It's a real wonderful feeling to know that I'm doing something, of course, that's great for the kids, but to have that same situation for my son is really, really, I love it. It's like I said, I love everything about it. To be able to work here and to do it for our students, and then to have a child that has the same experience, it's really great. You know, when you see the growth in your child, you don't want to stop the growth at all. So just, it helped him so much in his high school years, which is very awkward for everybody in high school. It's just the next step, you know. He's gonna need it for when he becomes an adult. All of these things, you know, that we help. We don't just teach them academic stuff, you know. We meet them on their level, you know. We try to educate ourselves on things that they think are interesting, so that we can have more of a rapport with our students. And I think that's what he enjoys a lot. He's an only child, so I think he enjoys that they really are interested in what he's interested in. They can have those sports conversations or the conversation about the latest things that are happening, you know. He needs that, and that's why we're here, so he can continue to build those relationships and grow. Yeah.